difficult just because not as many black people are golfing currently. It's growing, but it's not something that's huge in the black community still to this day, even though it has grown a lot.
Welcome to the ATL Golf's podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the ATL Golf's podcast. On the very left, we have Joe, the owner and founder of ATL Golfs, and my co-host. And then in the middle, special guest, we have JG, aka Jordan Griffin, aka at JGG.22, and the owner/founder of Blackballed Golf.
Appreciate y'all having me, fellas.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
No doubt. Well, real quick before we jump into learning more about JG's story, this is I guess we did a little bit of a conversation with Leo from Never Lost, but, part of ATL Golfs and what gets me excited about the brand and the company where we're going is always trying to uplift, Atlanta-based companies. And there's a huge apparel scene, in the Atlanta golf scene, and JG and Blackballed is a huge part of that. And so, I've always wanted the brand of ATL Golfs to highlight and uplift brands like Blackballed, and, excited to leverage the podcast to do that. And what's funny is JG doesn't remember this, but I literally played around with him within my first probably 6 months of playing over at Browns Mill, me and my buddy Garrett. And you were wearing Blackballed gear head to toe, and I was like, "What's the brand?" You were telling me about it. It was just getting going. This would have had to been early 2022 probably, and
Okay.
maybe even late 2021. It's been cool for me. I was kind of watching alongside, and then obviously starting ATL Golfs got me a little more involved, and excited to kind of see where you guys are at from here, man. So first off, before we jump in, man, congrats on where you've brought it this far, and excited to see where you guys go from here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Nice. Well, Andrew, I know you got some questions, and we're gonna get into this. So let's hear the story of JG and Blackballed and all the twists and turns.
Yeah. First off, JG, thank you for coming onto the podcast, and I want to give you an opportunity to just, talk about yourself. And so just introduce yourself to the people and let them know who you are.
Okay. Yeah. So I go by JG. Everybody pretty much calls me that. My actual name is Jordan Griffin. I'm from Fayetteville, Georgia. I went to high school, middle school, elementary school, all that in Fayetteville, Georgia. So it's a metro Atlanta area, it's a little south side of the city. Played football, baseball, all that stuff growing up. Actually went to college and played football at Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina. Played cornerback up there. Really never got into golf until my late 20s. So it wasn't something that I was really thinking about even in college or in my early 20s. It kind of just came out of nowhere because my mother actually started golfing. And she asked me one day if I wanted to get out there with her. I actually asked my co-founder, Matt Daniels, if he'd join me out there because I just didn't want to, I was still in my 20s. I'm trying to have some fun out there too. Me and my mom is cool, but, just try to have a friend out there as well. So I asked them to come out there. We went and got like 2 sets of starter clubs from Play It Again Sports, which is like a store where you get used clubs and stuff for the cheap. I think my whole bag was like $100. So we both got a bag, went out there, played for the first time. Both was awful, as to be expected. Like it was horrible, but it was fun. So it kind of got us hooked, and we both wanted to be better than the other one. So we both started playing a little bit more, going to the driving range, trying to get good. And then we kind of had the idea of creating something as far because we did a clothing line. Me and him actually had a clothing line with our buddy Johnny Williams in like 2014 to 2017, and we basically made like graphic T-shirts and stuff. Johnny Williams is actually our creative director for Blackballed now, so everything kind of came full circle. But they went to Duke together, him and Matt. They played football together at Duke. I know Matt from way back. We met in middle school, so we've been friends for a really long time. So yeah, we kind of went out there with my mom, got hooked to the game, wanted to create something in the space. I called him randomly one day because I had thought of a name. I was like, I don't know if this is crazy. I don't know if I don't know if he'll like it or not. So I run the name by him, Blackballed, and he like, okay. Like you can't really tell with Matt if he likes something or not initially, but if you bring it up again, and he like, okay, this is something to it. So he hit me up a few days later, like, okay, I'm kind of feeling that. He talked to his brother. His brother thought the name was genius. And it goes all the way back to his grandfather playing on I think they called it like the Chitlin circuit or something back in the 50s and 60s. So his grandfather was actually a semi-pro golfer. And he dealt with a lot of different things in the 50s and 60s, obviously being a semi-pro golfer and not being able to play in all the tournaments or go into all the clubhouses, et cetera, in the tournaments that he was allowed to play in. So the name kind of pays homage to him as well. So I mean, we felt like it made sense for us because it's something that we wanted to grow the game of golf and really get rid of the exclusive feel and the classist feel of golf and really just make it more open to everybody. So Blackball is kind of playing off of that and just bringing people to the game that might not necessarily look like your traditional golfer and offering clothes that might not necessarily look like traditional golf clothes. So that's kind of the quick spiel, but pretty
Yeah.
accurate too. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
think that's pretty in depth. You kind of
Yeah.
answered like 3 out of my questions actually, just in that
I've
little
done that.
intro. So that's
I've done that
perfect.
Yeah,
so many times that I just
Yeah,
I get going. So
you got
yeah,
yeah.
got it.
Oh,
right.
That's great. I mean, that's a great high level thing, and I love the fact that it's your mom that got you into it.
Yeah,
That's not a typical story,
right.
and that's cool, man. That's cool to have
Yeah,
that be the genesis of so much of where you're at today. That's awesome. Well,
for
I'm
sure.
curious. If you weren't running a golf brand, what do you think you'd be doing?
Well, so for 8 years, well, from let's see, 28, no, 2016 to 2024, I worked as a assistant athletic director, at the Galloway School in Buckhead. So I actually have my master's in sport administration. So
Okay.
I was trending down that route of going the athletic director route if I wanted to go full time and be a full head athletic director, or if I wanted to do something in the athletic directing space. Um but honestly, I have such a passion for golf that I felt like this is the space that I want to be in and what I want to build my future in. So, as I transitioned out of my job as being an assistant athletic director, I kind of came up to a crossroads of like, what am I going to do next? And I don't know, golf just feels right to me. So it's something that I want to continue to pursue and try to make a living off of. Whether it be working at a golf course or whether it be being giving golf lessons. I didn't know what it was gonna be yet, but I knew that I had Blackballed and I knew that I could build off of that. And I had a community growing with that brand as well. Um, so I knew that I had something to fall back on. And all I had to do was put in the work and get it to grow and scale it up. And you never know what could happen. So that's what I went with, and that's what I'm going with now. So honestly, that's plan A and plan B right now, is golf. So yeah, that's I don't even
Run,
know what I'd do now. Yeah,
run the
that's
boats, make
awesome.
yourself be as committed as you possibly can be, and figure
for
it out.
sure,
I
for
love that.
sure, for sure.
So you
I
and
was
Matt
actually
met in
thinking
middle school. Y'all
we
both?
met in middle school. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we met in I think seventh grade. Yeah.
Okay.
So another guy on our team, Barack Little. I've known him since I was like 4 years old. He does some of our marketing and stuff. Him and Matt actually went to middle school and high school together. I went to Sandy Creek High School, which is like the rival school of where Matt and all them went. They went to Fayette County High School. Uh Sandy Creek wins everything in the
Damn.
divisions. Fayette County's pretty sorry. But Matt actually played in the NFL, and Brandon Boykin, who's one of our other ambassadors, he played in the NFL as well. So they went to Fayette together. They had a super team their senior year. So they went like 13-1 or something like that. Both of them ended up making it to the NFL. Brandon actually played for the Eagles, had a great career in the NFL. So yeah, it's I mean, we've known each other for forever. Like it's a friend group that really just started a business. It's not like we came together as business partners really. So it kind of worked out that way.
I went to I'm from Newton, so I went to East Coweta High School. And
Okay,
I mean
yeah.
when we would
Yeah.
play Sandy Creek and I was just like, well, that's an L. There's a big fat
Yeah.
L. We'd lose like 47-6. Like it'd just be unmatched. It was insane. Like I think a lot of
Yeah,
people
he's
know Sandy Creek High School.
for sure. And East Coweta ain't no slouch either, so you know what that
No,
means.
just not
Yeah,
compared to
so
y'all though. Like y'all had so many people that just go to D1 colleges and stuff like that. I mean, FU's a
for
good
sure.
school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, if we go back to kind of the some of the clothing and your vision for Blackballed, one thing I've always appreciated is the different take, right? And there's right now we're obviously seeing a pretty big boom in streetwear and golf kind of mixing and the fusion between that kind of thing. And you guys were kind of doing that from the get-go. Was that a strategic decision or just kind of what you guys liked and sort of hoped that other people would sort of like it as well? And I'm curious how, in the early stages, I think I was looking at some of your notes, Andrew, you guys technically founded the company in 2020, but the first drop really wasn't until about 2022. So obviously you're doing a ton of testing and looking at samples and trying to figure out a direction. So kind of take us behind the scenes of, some of those strategic decisions and how you're developing your clothing line.
Yeah, I think it's really a mix of both of the things that you said. It's kind of what we felt most comfortable playing in, what we traditionally wear off the golf course, but just with the, maybe add a collar to it, or maybe add a little golf touch to make it, right on the line of streetwear and golf wear. And I know it's a booming market right now, but as you were saying, like, I feel like we came in early into the game, and we I feel like we really inspired a lot of the golf brands that are out today. And so we wanted to create something that felt comfortable on us, looked good on us, but also was, appropriate at the same time. Like, we aren't straight streetwear. We have pieces that you can wear on the golf course with no issue, and you can wear it out and still look good in it. So I think we're trying to really trend that line. Like, we don't want to go full on streetwear. We don't want to go full on golf wear. We're kind of a mix of the two. And we try to put it together in a way that, you can wear these pieces wherever you go, and you'll look good. So it's a mix of both of those.
So did y'all
Yeah.
find y'all founded the company in 2020, and then so did it take around 2 years to get that first official drop? So you were
Well, we
happy with it?
started we started the idea in 2020. I want to say that we were spending a lot of time kind of trying to figure out what we wanted to create and how we wanted to drop it. The group of us all together, we're very I don't know. Critical might not be the word, but we gonna think through everything to a point where sometimes we overthink things, and maybe we were doing that early on, just trying to make sure we had the perfect things for their first drop, and had pieces that really caught people's eyes and brought the attention to the brand. So we kind of went through 2020 and 2021, kind of really getting our golf game together too, because we felt like it was important to actually, play golf and know golf and understand, like, okay, this piece might not be for the golf course, or this might, what I'm saying? So that's something that we really had to really hone in on, and get our games together and get more familiar with the game of golf before we felt like we could, really drop something in the golf space. Because I mean, we didn't really start golfing until 2019, 2018. So it's not like something that we grew up doing. So we wanted to familiarize ourselves with the golf space before we really put something into the market. So that's kind of where the 2 years went between 2020 and 2022. So
Makes
Where
sense.
where were y'all like
and there
getting
were
samples? Were y'all like ordering them from
so we were
overseas?
Yeah,
Or
kind of. Yeah, we did all our sampling. We initially started on Alibaba. We did all our sampling through China. And that's another reason why it was kind of a delay, because obviously in 2020 and 2021 there was a lot of issues going on with trying to create things and get them shipped and all that stuff, especially with China. So, um, yeah, so that's kind of how it went. We started with that sampling process. We ended up finding some manufacturers that we really loved, and we've continued with most of them to this day. So we
nice.
built strong relationships. We actually do a lot of our manufacturing in South Korea now.
Oh, let's go.
Um, yeah, so we actually have a whole branch of Blackballed in Korea now. So it's
Yeah.
something that we've done recently. It's growing out there. It's a growing market. It's always cool to
What?
see. Like,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
What? That's
So yeah,
sick.
Yeah, so
There's a
Blackball
whole
Golf Korea on Instagram.
Instagram.
If
Yeah.
you check them out, that's our Korean branch of Blackball. They help us with a lot of design as well now. So it's something where it's a partnership that is really working on both ends. They do our manufacturing, they help us with design, and they really give us unique ideas as far as the styling and the clothes go that you might not necessarily see, because with South Korea, they put it on out there. Like I like to say, like
Yeah,
the
I'm
fashion is
Korean.
big out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you already know the fashion is
Yeah.
huge out there, and especially golf stuff. So
Well, they geek out
it's
about technology and performance too. So you're
right.
getting
Yep,
like the best of both worlds. First, it's fashion forward,
exactly.
and the technology and performance is something that's important
Yeah,
to them. Because something could look
for
fine,
sure.
but then they get out there like, yeah, I'm sweating like crazy in this or something, or oh,
Yeah.
it's super tight in the armpits or something like that.
Yep. So
So
so if we so for like you're saying, like if we come up with an idea and we send it over to them, they'll give us like certain reasons why it might not work or certain things that we should maybe add to it. And if you look at like the portfolio of our clothing, like and you just really follow the timeline of where we started and where we're at now, you can kind of see like how the technical aspects of the clothes have gone up just to, increase the performance aspects of things without losing the style, obviously. But just adding a little bit more detail to our pieces and making sure it's blackball without even having to see a logo on it is the
yeah,
main thing with us. Yeah,
that's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
for sure,
Speaking
for
of,
sure.
that's one thing I've always really appreciated about Blackballed stuff. Like I think we're in the same shirt actually right now.
Yeah, I thought you might have this song. I thought we was
Yeah,
gonna be twins today.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
nice.
like this, it's a blade polo, right? But the detail, and you can't pick it up on camera, but it's like textured. It's almost like if imagine a riveted bunker, right? So riveted bunkers, but
Hmm.
was put onto a polo. It's got that riveted feel. I could literally almost like make a noise if I have one of these cards.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a unique, just a tiny touch like that elevates it from most. I mean, I haven't seen any other polo that has that type of touch. And even the pockets, like it's hidden almost. You almost don't even know the pocket's
Hmm.
there. So like there's all these little touches, and this is true with a lot of your gear that you just don't see anywhere else. And so is that coming from is that type of inspirational stuff? Is that kind of coming through collaboration with the Korea side of things? Is it coming through just your own guys' preference or things you see out there? Like where does some of the inspiration come from?
Oh yeah, I think it's something that we kind of built the brand around. Like we want it to be unique to a point where you're not going to necessarily see this coming out. Like you're not going to see this with any other brand. We want to really focus on fabrication, focus on design, focus on like. I mean, we all like fashion. Like I said, we had a brand back in the day. Like fashion is a big thing for us, especially Johnny. Like Johnny is huge in the fashion. He's such a creative person. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention him just because he plays such a huge role in everything we do. If you see a video that you're like, wow, that video's amazing, like the cut up or the song or all that, that's all Johnny. Like Johnny is we call him Joke, jack of all trades, because he literally does everything. Like he can do it all. Graphic design, like he can do
Oh,
videography,
he's a
photography.
modern
He
day
does everything.
Renaissance man.
Yes, literally.
Yeah.
He literally can do everything. He paints, he draws, he does all that stuff. So, like he's invaluable to our business. He is such an amazing like creative, and he really pushes us along. And if we bring up something that is not like the fabric isn't good or the like it's something off with it, he's gonna mention it every time. He's not gonna let what I'm saying. He's one of those type of guys, and and Matt is the same way. Like they're very meticulous about everything, so it kind of slows things down sometimes because like, okay, let's do this, do this, do this, do this, and they're like, oh no, we got to make sure this right, make sure this right. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blend of different personalities, and it works out well with us. And yeah, so it's kind of we wanted to offer something that was so unique that you, like I said, you would know it's blackballed when you first see it without seeing the logo on it. Offering different fabrications, different cuts that you might not necessarily see. We came around the same time that Bad Birdie was coming out, and they were on Shark Tank, and a lot of people were dropping like polos with a bunch of different colors on it and stuff like that. And I feel like we're kind of the exact opposite of that. Like we stick to a strict like color palette. Like we're not doing anything too bright. We're not doing certain colors just because that's not within how we want the brand to look. So
Yeah.
we really focus on things like that, and it's not that we try to be different, it's just that we want to offer something that we know is unique. So that's the main thing we want to offer with
I
Blackball
think
clothing and how we kind of come up with the designs. Yeah.
compared to Blackballed to Bad Birdie is, I mean, that's disgraceful. You find Bad Birdie at, no hate to TJ Maxx. I love TJ Maxx, but that's a TJ Maxx brand now at this point.
I mean, it is, but
Yeah.
they made a killing when they first came out. Like everybody wanted that style, and
Yeah, but now you
and
look and
and
it's not that cool. Like they
right,
sit in the
exactly,
closet. That Blackballed golf polo
exactly,
will come out of the closet every single day of the week or something like that at
for
least.
sure,
So it's
for
consistent.
sure.
The staples are important, I think. Like go
Yes,
back to
sir.
basics.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So
What were some milestones along the way, like points along the journey where, I'm sure, I mean, running a business, you hear all the stories, and even for me running ATL golfs, like there's moments and times where it's really hard, but then you have the other side of that where the moments of like, oh wait, we're onto something, right? This happened, or I got this deal, or this guy was wearing black ball and I wasn't expecting it. It came out of nowhere. Wow, okay, we're onto something. What are some of the kind of key moments that when you look back over the last few years, they're like, oh, this is worth pouring myself into because of these types of moments that are happening.
Yeah, I mean, I know like a lot of people say this, but it's really a blur. Like it's so much that's happening in such a short period of time that it's kind of surreal just going through it. Like when we first started, I never thought that the people that are currently wearing black ball would even have ever heard of us. Like I mean, I think it kind of started the first like memorable moment that I can think of is like when we got connected with Steve Harvey. And this was
Mhm.
like probably 2022 or maybe early 2023. And we did his tournament one year, and it kind of like connected a lot of dots for us. He loved the brand. Like we've done his tournament pretty consistently for the past 4 or 5 years. Because he really loved the brand. He really like appreciated the material and the fabric and the name and all of that. So kind of connecting with him, seeing Steve Harvey wearing the stuff. Then next thing you know, you got Charles Barkley wearing the stuff. You got Mookie Betts playing, and oh, that's another one. Mookie Betts when he wore it in the Pebble Beach Pro Am. I think that was one of the big like changing phases for the company, just seeing them have it on, and that's such a big tournament. Like so many people were hitting me up, and then around the same time we got featured on the Golf Channel. So and things were really ramping up at that time, and kind of getting our name out there, and
Real,
it's
real quick, just to
continued
interrupt
since
you.
then.
Just yeah,
Mhm.
sorry to interrupt you on that, but I'm
No, no
curious,
worries.
like, you know, so going back to Mookie Betts being kind of one of the first moments, and then kind of leading it in the Golf Channel, like, was was that something y'all tried to make happen? Like, did y'all reach out to his people? Like, were you sending samples to celebrities, hoping that people would buy up on it? Like, was there anything intentional that you guys were trying to do to kind of cut through like that?
No, not really. Like we didn't know anything about Mookie Betts at that point as far
yeah.
as golf goes. Like we know him as
Yeah,
a baseball player, obviously, because we're sports guys, but we didn't know like he would even be playing in the Pebble Beach program. Like we didn't know anything about any of that. Like we were so early into the business, like we were just putting out
right.
content. Like we were just pushing stuff out. And his stylist actually reached out to us and was telling her that she didn't name his name. She was just like, our client wants to, wear this for a tournament that he has coming up. And we sent out a pack to her, and it ends up being Mookie Betts.
That's
And
nuts.
yeah, so
That's
he really loved.
nuts.
I think he saw the brand on Instagram. He really loved it. He reached out to his stylist. She wanted to connect him with some black-owned golf brands, and yeah, so it kind of came out of nowhere. And then next thing you know, he wearing it on the
That's
main broadcast of
crazy.
the the Pebble Beach Pro Am, black ball
That had
head
to
to
feel
toe.
so
So
cool.
yeah,
That
it
had to
was.
feel,
It was
feel so
awesome.
cool. You and your buddies starting something up, taking chances, taking risks, and all of a sudden you're on the Golf Channel.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like that's just gotta feel just crazy.
Yeah, it definitely was. So at this time, Matt was in Dallas with the Dallas Cowboys. Matt's a football coach. He coaches for the Minnesota Vikings right now. He's a special teams coordinator up there. But he at this time he was with the Dallas Cowboys. So we actually shot with the Golf Channel at the Cowboys club. And
Cool.
a bunch of cameras, bunch of like stuff that we never even thought would be possible. And yeah, it was definitely crazy. And seeing it on the Golf Channel on the actual TV was even crazier. And the Mookie Betts thing is it's been a lot of memorable moments so far, and I think they're gonna only continue, and they have been. So yeah.
Well,
That's
yeah, I
some,
mean, now, you've gone from kind of sports and stuff and really ingratiate yourself in the hip hop scene here in Atlanta. And that's really been probably over the past, what, year that started to really take off.
Yeah,
How did all
about
that come about?
2 years.
2 years? 2 years?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I was playing golf with a guy named Trey Scales, and he actually connected me with Big Bank, who is huge in the hip hop scene in Atlanta. He
Mhm.
came out there and golfed with us one time, and we clicked instantly. Like that's my guy. Like, it was. I mentioned something to him about trying to put on a tournament with him, and the first thing he said was, "Let's do it." Like it wasn't no like, "Oh, I need this, I need this." Like we got to do it this way. He was like, "Let's do it," and that's how he always has been. We did the first tournament; it was a major success. We did another one last year, another major success. I think we brought out like 250 people last year, and we planned it all within like a month. So it's like it's yeah.
that's
So it's
stressful.
yeah. It was stressful, but it's just it's kind of it
That's some good
shows you like
pressure.
the reach that you have. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's some good
But
pressure.
yeah, I got connected with Big Bank, and Big Bank knows everybody in hip hop. Obviously, if you looking at podcasts, he got one of the biggest ones out there right now as far as hip hop goes. So he connected us with like Mike Will made it and Ti and various other artists in Atlanta that are huge and you never would expect to meet. But now it's like you see him and it's like, what's up? Oh yeah, yeah, what's up? What's going on? Like
That's sick.
we actually know each other, so it's cool. Seeing Ti follow me on Instagram was like, I'm like, okay, now it's getting serious. Because I mean, we
Middle school JG's like, pinch me. Like, what's
right,
going on?
right,
Yeah,
right.
as a
Like
kid
I'm
from
pulling up in the
Fayetteville.
parking lot in middle school and in high school, bumping Ti. Like that's what I'm listening to. So to just see it, all this happen now in the 2020s, is crazy. So yeah, for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You talked about Big Bank and his podcast Perspectives. Shout out Perspective.
Hmm.
I bumped into Big Bank playing at Bobby Jones one day. I was just
Oh
talking to
yeah.
him. Had no idea who he was, and at the end of the round, I'm like sitting in my car. I'm like, man, he had Big Bank on his golf bag. Like I feel like he's got to be a big deal. So like I googled him and I sat there and I was like, and I messaged Joe and I was like, dude, I played with Big Bank and I didn't even realize it. I mentioned it to some other
Yeah.
people, and they're like, "You played with Big Bang?" They're like, "Do you know who that is?" I was like, "No, look at me. Like, you think I listened to his music growing up?" Obviously, I listened to like
That's
people like
funny.
Ti or Gucci Mane, but Big Bang is a little bit more
Yeah.
niche, and so just
Yeah, for sure.
interesting that I bumped into him, and then I hear Joe's playing with you and Big Bang the other day. So
Oh yeah.
it
Yeah,
feels like a
Banky,
very
he
small
love
world. He loves it. I
yeah,
could
he
tell.
loves golf. Oh yeah, he
He
loves golf.
that he'd be
He
geeking out
loves it.
about it.
For sure. For sure.
Um,
Well, we've been talking a lot about the past. Let's maybe look ahead a little bit.
Hmm.
What's some plans for 2026? You got any kind of initiatives you're trying to push? Obviously you got I'm sure you guys are gonna do another tournament this year, at least one, maybe even do another one. But yeah, what's some plans for 2026 or even beyond 2026?
Uh, I mean, we really want to get more into like the event space because I feel like we've built out the community. But we don't offer that many events per year currently. Like you said, we've done one a year in the past 2 years. This year we want to push for three. So 2026 we're kind of ramping up as far as events goes. We want to do one in the spring, one in the summer, and then one in like fall winter. Which will probably be the big bank tournament, which will be the last one of the year. Just really want to get more into throwing community events and really getting out there. Obviously, I'm in the space a lot. Like I feel like I go to a course in the city, and I know everybody there at this point. Like I'm not gonna go out there, and it's kind of crazy, really, because I'm out there so frequently that I just have met almost everybody who plays like Tup, John A. White, or any of those
Right.
spots. So I just want to bring us all together and really do more events in the space and do more stuff that's really centered around the city courses. Just because I mean, they're not always in the greatest condition, but I feel like they have a lot of potential. Like Browns Mill on a good day, like it looks good. Like I
It
and
does.
I'm not that bougie of a golfer, but I know what a good course looks like. And Browns Mill, when it's in shape and it's looking good and green, is a great looking golf course. And I just
Mhm.
want to bring, it's getting busier, but I just want to bring more, events and community opportunities to those spaces. Just because they're so historic as far as golf goes in the city, and it's so much that you can do around those spaces, and so many people who only golf at those courses. Like those are the courses that they go to. Like they don't go to the outskirts of the city to play. They play in the city at those three or four courses. And I think we could do more around the community at those spaces and just bring people together more often. So that's something we definitely want to do more in 2026. Think about doing like a big community day. So that's something that you all could obviously be involved in.
Love to.
And just like I said, just getting more people out and having fun and just continue to build the community in the area and outside of Atlanta as well. So just can continue to grow and have more events in this coming year. So well, actually this current year.
You
Yeah.
gotta
So
you gotta make the night golf thing happen. You talked about
yeah,
that.
I've seen some people do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The logistics of it
I
would be difficult, I bet.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
logistics of it are very difficult, and I want golf to be the focus. So in the events that we throw this year, I want golf to be more the focus. I know a lot of people throw events and it's really like a big party with a little bit of golf. But I really want golf focused events just so people can see how much fun the game actually is and get new people into actually golfing and not just at the golf course partying. So um the night golf thing is maybe something we'll do in the future. Maybe one day if the logistics make sense, but I don't know about night golf, me
Get the hookahs
personally.
out there.
I gotta say, I
Exactly.
don't
I
know.
ain't trying to
Again, it
be
would
out there
almost
with
be
no
like
hookahs.
it'd be a party, right? It'd be something where
For
you're like
sure.
throwing a end of year party or something crazy happen, whatever, and you're like, you know
Oh
what?
yeah.
We're gonna do a little. There'll be this
Right.
little glow ball range thing that you
Yeah.
guys can do off the side,
Yeah.
something like
I
that,
mean, we are about the vibes. Like we do love the party. Like if you've been to our golf tournament or seen our golf tournament, it's a party. But people also golfing too. Night golf just seems a little dangerous. I don't know, but maybe one day.
um, with all your events and stuff, they go to past the pars is what I've been seeing.
Uh
And
huh.
so I have a quick question: is like you're serving underprivileged youth basically to get them into
Yep.
golf. Have you seen
Correct.
there's a kid out there who like has never played golf and then he tries it and he's insane.
Oh, for sure. We actually, I think this was 2024. We did an event in Mobile, Alabama. We partnered with Top Golf out there, and we brought the Boys and Girls Club of America from Mobile out to Top Golf. I think it was like 120 kids. We got all the free bays. We rented out the whole spot. Had them like play different games and win prizes. One kid won a PS5, so he really loved that. But or maybe it was PS4. I don't remember what was out at that time. But yeah, so we really connected with that community, and the kids at the Mobile Top Golf fell in love with golf. Like it was instantaneous. Like you could tell how much they love playing. They were like begging their parents to bring them back to the Top Golf. Like and just
It's a
seeing that, and
catalyst. It just starts with that
yeah,
though.
for sure. Like if you never give it a chance, you really don't know how fun golf can be. And I think a lot of kids just don't resonate with golfers at all, like especially young kids. So it's really something that they got to see for themselves and get out there and swing a club and try to hit the ball and see how hard it is. And then I feel like that kind of brings them into the game and makes them really, fall in love with it. So yeah, so I think like events like that really you see kids that have never picked up a golf club and they swinging out their shoes, but then when they first hit the ball, they're like, oh okay, like now I see what y'all like about this. So
I see
Yeah, it's
adults do
always
the
great to
same
see that.
thing.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
we all did it. We all did. We all
Yeah.
started off swinging, not knowing what we're doing. Then you get that one pure 7-iron. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
that's what that feels like. That's
right,
nice. How can I make
right.
that happen again?
Exactly, exactly. That's all it takes.
That's awesome. Um, you so you mentioned that in the beginning of your golf journey, when you first started golfing, you kind of felt imposter syndrome when you would be on the course, and so this kind of just touches back to the youth programs and how you want to get these kids to feel more comfortable, so they do feel okay without somebody there to like kind of help guide them, just feel comfortable to get out on the golf course. I think blackball golf is like a true example of how these young kids can look at entrepreneurs like you and Matt and just feel inspired that they can play a game that they're not, where they feel like they don't belong in. So how different do you think you would be today if you had like kind of grown up with something like blackballed golf versus just playing football or, basketball and soccer and all the other sports in Fayetteville?
Oh yeah, I mean, just seeing, I think with the way that I felt about clothing and hip hop and fashion back in the day, like if something like black ball golf did exist, it would have drawn me to the game more likely than not. And I think that it really resonates with the youth more than the Titleist and the Callaways and stuff like that, just because they see those as like strictly golf brands, like. I know it's kids out here and parents buying stuff for kids from Blackball that might not even golf. Like it's stuff that they don't golf yet, but they still put it on because it looks good. And I think even that brings them closer to the game. And I always say, like, if I had played golf back in the day, I don't even know if I would have played football. Like I don't even know if I would have, because I didn't start playing football until high school. And golf is something that you get into early if you know about it. So yeah, I started playing in high school.
Dang, and you went to
So
Furman after that? You had an offer from
yeah,
Furman? Dang,
yeah.
you
I
must
mean,
have
I
been
was
fly. Like, you must be good.
yeah, I was always athletic, but I never liked playing. Like I never thought about playing football. My brother played football like in little league and all the rec parks around the city, but I was always a baseball guy. Like I love playing baseball. So yeah, I started playing football my freshman year. I didn't even like I was tiny like my freshman year, so I really didn't even play my freshman year. But I was fast and I grew into my body eventually, started working out, and yeah, I got pretty good at football and ended up with multiple scholarships to play at the Division One level, just playing 3 years. But if I had played golf earlier, who knows? Like I might not have ever even
You'd be
stepped on a
scratched
football
right
field.
now.
Yeah, yeah,
Scratch by
I probably
26,
would
right?
be. Scratch
Scratch by
2026
26.
for
Yeah.
sure. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. That's gonna be easy. As soon as I get this boot off,
Yeah.
yeah, it's scratch. Yeah, no doubt.
Um, we've been seeing lots of, we'll wrap things up here in the next probably 5-10 minutes, but I'm curious, if you guys have ever thought about or looked into like different collabs. We've seen in the space just this past year, right? You had Eastside and Jordan do a couple things together, and not sure if you guys have looked into that or are interested in that, or really just kind of focusing in on what you guys are doing, or have you even had offers before and decided to turn it down because you wanted to focus on you guys?
Yeah, we've had a few offers, not from anybody as prevalent as Jordan. We're trying to get to that level. But honestly, like we're building our own brand to the point where like people want to collab with us. It's not necessarily like we got to reach out to them. Like we want to be like, oh yeah, 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 Blackball looks so great. Like we want to see what a collab with them would look like. And we've had people reach out, but nothing that has you know, really made sense yet. We want to get into, more collabs, but it honestly has to make sense, especially for the first one, just because, once you start, you're gonna want to build on more collabs, but it can't change like the brand that you want to build. So we want to really focus on us and building up our image and our brand, and then I feel like the appropriate collabs will come eventually. They haven't really come yet. We've been looking for a sneaker collab for a while now, but none have made sense yet. So if anybody's watching this that thinks they might have a good collab idea for us, let us know, and we're open to it.
Come on,
But
Pluto.
yeah, we want
Come
to.
on.
Yeah, right. Come on with it. Like we looking at trying to get with Reebok or Adidas or something
Sunday
like that.
Red.
Yeah, that would be awesome too. And I feel like they're very distinct about who they collab with it too. I feel like they probably won't do anything for a while. I don't know if
Yeah,
they done any collabs yet, Sunday
no,
Red?
but I feel like Tiger Woods' story resonates with the all story a lot.
Oh, for sure.
Because he
For sure.
literally blackballed that term. Just kind of resonates with how he was treated basically when he get on a golf course and things like that. So I
Yeah,
think,
until people realized he was the greatest golfer of all
yeah,
time, like he dealt with a lot
it's the
more
goat of
issues.
golf. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That'll break down some barriers for you. But yeah, we're open to collab, but it just gotta make sense. Like at the end of the day. That's the biggest thing for us. We do it. Honestly we do collabs on events more often than we do on like apparel and things of that nature. So that's another thing that we want to do more of, just collabing on events because I mean it just grows the community for both sides of the collab and brings people together, like I was saying. So yeah, we want to do more collabs in 2026 as well.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious, there's I'm sure there'll be people listening to this, I'm sure we'll share it on socials and that might want to think about even maybe starting their own brand or something like that one day. If you have someone if someone's listening to this and they're like, man, I feel inspired by this story, like would love to kind of start that process off. Like what's maybe 2 or 3 best tips you could give for someone who's wanting to start, an apparel brand that's wanting to kind of venture out and try the entrepreneurial lifestyle? What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing is you just got to be diligent. Like you got to really be resilient as far as pushing through. Like it's not rocket science to start a brand. It's just you have to put in the work. Like it's gonna there are a lot of hoops you got to jump through. It's a lot of different things that you got to do in order to, maintain. You got to create a LLC, do this, make sure you got all the proper business, licenses. Like, make sure that you're trademarked. Make sure that you're getting, with the proper manufacturers that can create gear that people like. Like, it's a lot of different steps, and it never stops. Like, it's an everyday thing, and you got to realize that before you get into it, because as soon as you take a day off, it's 10,000 more brands out there, like, and they're all trying to go for the top spot. So, it's never ending. It's fun, but it's also challenging. It gets annoying at times, just because there are so many things that you have to do every single day, but it's a part of the business. And if you get annoyed to the point where you don't want to do it no more, then it's not really your passion for real. So, it's being an entrepreneur is not easy. Like it's and especially in the golf space as a black owned golf apparel brand, like just think about how niche that is. So I feel like brands like Blackballed and brands like even Eastside, like it's more difficult for brands in the black owned golf apparel space than it is for brands that are coming up through being white owned brands. Like it's a little bit more difficult just because not as many black people are golfing currently. It's growing, but it's not something that's huge in the black community still to this day, even though it has grown a lot. So our market is smaller, so we got to make sure that we can offer something that is undeniable. And if you want to get into the space in the way it is now, how oversaturated it is with brands popping up every single day, you got to make sure that you've got something that's unique and something that catches people's attention and catches people's eye and really stands out from the pack, because it's like I was saying, it's brands popping up every day. So it's something that you really got to think about and realize that if you don't have something unique, it's probably not going to do much in today's current golf space. So,
You
and
just
that's
blend
just
in.
being a golf entrepreneur. Yeah, you're gonna blend in so much that you're gonna get forgotten about, and it's almost gonna be impossible. So, um,
How long how long did it take, like, so you don't have to give specifics here, but like what people think about entrepreneurship, obviously the grind, but like it's also the financial part, right? Because you might be generating money, but you're having to put it all pretty much back into it. So you almost feel guilty paying yourself. It's a weird thing. So
it is
how long did it take before you could be like, all right, this is like my full-time thing. Like I'm generating enough now to where I can pay myself a decent salary. I can live comfortably. How long did that take for you guys to get there? Because I think that's something people have no idea about.
for sure. I would say about like year 3 is when we really saw money really start rolling in, like, and growing to a point where it felt like, okay, I still had a full-time job at that time, but I'm like, okay, maybe this is something that I can really like lean into. Um, so yeah, about year 3, money really started rolling in, and I mean, like you said, it is a weird situation to have to pay yourself, but it's something that you have to do if you want to if you want to maintain the business. You have to have money in your own pockets in order to be at the events or be at what I'm saying. So it's it is weird, but you got to pay yourself. Like it's and you got to get to a point where like you get to the point where you have merchandise on hand. So that takes a certain amount of money because obviously a lot of people start off order like you place the order and then you manufacture the piece after people place orders. But when you get to a certain point in the business, like you're gonna have to have stuff on hand because it's
Oh.
it's just easier that way. And a lot of MOQs and stuff like that uh, really push you towards having stuff on hand as far instead of like making it on the spot. I kind of lost my point.
You just save so much
Right,
more
right.
money that way, right? Like, because what
Yeah,
MOQs are usually what 500 to 1,000,
it could be
especially for like
yeah, it
shirts
could
and
be
stuff.
hundreds to 250s. Like it just depends on the. But when you build relationships with manufacturers, they'll show you a little bit more love. So that's another reason why we kind of went to South Korea because they did work with us on our MOQs, which made the sampling process easier. So yeah, it's yeah. I forgot what was the initial question again, Joe?
Well, about like how long it takes to actually
Oh yeah,
turn
yeah, yeah.
turn it to probably business. And I mean, I think that's 3 years. Like I want people
Yeah.
to imagine, first of all, grinding, putting in obviously you're working your day job to pay your bills, and then you're probably going to
Hmm.
bed at the middle of the night, middle of the morning, just trying to
Right.
also build at the same time. I can relate to that right now with
Dude,
ATL
For
Golf.
sure.
Um, and like Andrew and I, we were messaging at like 2 a.m. oftentimes or 3 a.m., just figuring things out and making sure we're on the same page about stuff. And people don't see that,
Right.
they see the success now, they know about you and they see Blackball, but they didn't see 3 years of you probably working 80 hours a week and not getting paid for it, putting every single dime back into the company to get it where it is
Yep.
today. And I just think that that's something that that's just behind the scenes. You wouldn't know unless you've done it yourself. And I think that's something that anyone that's even remotely interested in getting into business, like, are you that committed? Because most people aren't.
Right. Right.
Most you say it's oversaturated. Well, yes, but it's because they keep replacing themselves. Someone
Hmm.
starts a brand, they think they're going to do it, and then they fall off in 6 months or a year. Then
Yeah.
another brand comes up. It's because they don't know what it takes, or they think they do, and then they don't have actually that level of commitment, or it could be financial, it could be resources, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so if you're thinking about going down this pathway, make sure you're about it, because if you're not, it'll chew you up and spit you out real fast.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, and even after 3 years, like you can have a great year, and then the next year might not be great. So it's like you got to push through a lot of like adversity when you're an entrepreneur, especially in the apparel space. So yeah, it might be 3 years, might be 5 years. You never know. So you just got to keep working until it makes sense. So yeah.
Love it. Well, I think that's I don't know, Andrew, is there any other pressing questions you wanted to cover before we wrap it up?
um, no, I think we've asked a lot of questions. I mean, JG came prepared too. I mean, he was answering a lot of the questions I had written down. I did some deep dives. I was watching all the videos. I was googling your name and watching all the interviews and watched all the
Nice.
podcasts with Big Bank. And I was like, man, he's answering everything really well. So
I like this
he,
question. So JG, behind the scenes here, there's a list of questions that Andrew and I have been looking at on on Google Sheets. I like this one. How does having a broken fibula help grow your beard? I've got 4 chin hairs. So need all the tips I can get.
no, don't look. Well, because he posted on his story the other day, and I was doing a deep dive, and he's like, beard's coming in well. And I started looking back. I was like, he's always had a beard. I was like, how does a broken fibula help you grow a better beard?
Oh man.
Andrew, we got to break your legs, man. We got to break your legs, and
Yeah,
before you
just
know it,
break the
you're gonna be
fibulas,
like
both
me.
of them.
Traditionally, I usually don't post on my story unless I'm on the golf course, but obviously I can't get on the golf course now. So a stage of boredom has set in, and I think I had a few more hairs on the left side of my beard. So as I was making the video, I kind of noticed it, so it kind of flowed from there. I think the fibula might have something to do with it though, or maybe just laying down all day.
Real quick, what is the actual story? Like, what happened? I'm imagining your foot was hanging out and you hit something, or did it roll over you? What happened exactly?
I was I was on hole number 6 at Browns Mill, the par 3
Okay.
downhill.
Yep.
I had already played around the golf. I was out there with my buddy Kyrie. We was getting ready because we had a match the next day. Our other buddy Corey pulled up late. Kyrie had to leave. Corey like, oh, you want to go play a few more holes? So I'm like, I can never turn down more golf. So I go out there with him. I think we started on 5 because it was kind of busy, but we skipped ahead of a few groups. So we started on 5, played 5, 6. I got back on the cart coming off 6, and it's like a curb right there beside the cart. But the cart is far away from the curb at this point. But I guess I had cut the wheel before I had parked it. So the cart was kind of already turned to the left. So when I got in, I had my foot hanging out the side of the cart. I hit the gas and the cart jumped left and it squeezed my ankle between the curb and the cart and turned my ankle. And I felt it pop immediately. And as soon as it happened, obviously I started saying every cuss word imaginable. And I told my friend, I was like, oh yeah, I know for sure it's broke. Like it's broke for sure. And it was. So yeah, that's how I fractured my
Yo.
fibula. Golf cart accident.
Oh,
So anybody watching this, make sure you keep your feet inside the golf cart at all times. And I know it sounds crazy, but anything can happen, and that is not a way you want to get injured out there
No, that
because
would piss me
it's not
off.
fun. Yeah, not fun. Yeah.
the
I mean, the
universe, the
first 5
universe.
days, I was so pissed. I was
Yeah.
so pissed. Like, I'm still pissed, but it is what it is at this point.
I've broken my arm. I've broken in this arm twice, this arm once, and it sucks because it's painful. But then your brain goes to like, this is going to be so effing inconvenient for the dumbest reason. I have all this stuff
Yeah.
I need to do, and
Right.
I can't. And that's
Right.
what you move quickly from. That's scary and it hurts to. God dang it, this is going to be
Right.
annoying.
Yeah. Imagine having to
Yeah.
like carry a coffee from the kitchen with crutches. Like it's something that you don't even think about, but it's so difficult to do. Like, so
It's
it's
the
little
worst.
things like that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
You-
I'll be back soon enough. I got a lot of people on Instagram talking mess right now. I don't know if you've seen the gold links thing, but that
Goldling's coming
motivated
at you.
me. Oh yeah, that motivated me. I hope they watching this. That motivated me. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna come back a week sooner just for that video right there. So yeah,
I,
yeah.
I cannot wait. I can't wait. I love a good beef, blackballed JG, blackballed and gold links, little
For
beef.
sure. It's all love
That
though.
makes it
Don't forget
fun.
that it's all love. But
Yeah,
it is some
I thought it
beef.
was real at first at the beginning. I was like, oh no, never mind, they're friends.
Oh,
No,
it's real.
yeah,
It's real.
it's real, but it's all in good
but I
spirits.
thought
It's good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're my
There's no
boys though.
hate. There's no hate, but there's some
Oh yeah.
there's some
yeah.
competition. That kind of
Competitive
stuff.
nature. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
No, I mean I
Yeah.
saw the video you did with Sheldon, ATL Swing King, and I mean
Oh yeah.
we got to get a JG win out there on YouTube or something.
We got to get one. Bitch, they've been playing their whole life. They played college golf, man. They got a head start. I'm coming for them. They know that. They know that. I got to get my rematch versus Whooping Wednesday too. That's for sure.
Yeah, dude, he's definitely talking some mess near the end of that video. He's like, wrapped
Listen,
him, chucked
JG's
him.
it's building up.
Oh yeah, it's building
He's
up.
building
It's
up right
building up.
now. He's getting all the motivations, getting all the
Scratched
fire
by
in the
the end of
belly
the
right now
year.
while he can't play, and that's just going to
Yep.
fuel him to undefeated 2026. Going to hit scratch. Going to beat Whoop him. Going to take on Gold Links. JG against the world. It's all
Yes,
coming.
sir. Yes, sir. Hey, y'all fellas, y'all going down to PGA show?
No,
Nah,
I wish.
it's
Nah.
couldn't do it. Couldn't do it this year. We'll be there next year, no doubt about it. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
couldn't swing it.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna go, but now with the ankle, I don't know if I'm gonna make that trek anymore. But I still might. I don't know yet.
Nah, you could definitely get someone
yeah,
to push you around in like a wheelchair or something.
I was gonna get one of them scooters
Oh, the
actually, where I
scooter
could just
would
put my
work.
leg up and roll
there you
around.
go.
So if I
Yeah,
do
that's
go,
a
There
I'm
you
good
gonna
go.
I'm gonna
idea.
go that way. Yeah, for sure.
Love it. Love it. Awesome. Well, hey,
Okay.
JG, thanks so much for the time, man, and being generous with it. Really do appreciate you, and looking forward to continue to support what you're doing, and maybe there'll be some, maybe not some ATL Golf's blackballed apparel collabs. Maybe we'll be working together in a couple different capacities here in 2026,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
But hey,
Let's make something happen in 2026 for sure.
Yeah, JG, thank
For
you for
sure.
being, on the show. Thank you for being on the podcast. And, just overall, I think thank you for just creating something that is more inclusive and diverse for golf. I know speaking for myself, sometimes I get on a golf course and just I don't feel like I belong sometimes. And so it's just
Yeah.
awesome that what you're doing and just what you're doing for the community. So just you're making an impact, and just want to thank you again for that. So
Yeah, appreciate y'all
yeah,
having me, man. Joe, Andrew, it was a great conversation. I appreciate y'all, letting me tell my story and giving me the platform to do this. And looking forward to maybe getting back on the show in the future. Appreciate y'all.
no doubt. Yeah,
All
appreciate
right,
you,
y'all
man.
have a good one.
I'll
Thank you.
Atlanta golfers, if you haven't heard, I have launched the ATL Golf's Pass. What I did was I partnered with 20 courses all around the metro area where you can get a one-time 20% discount. So if you went to all 20 courses, you would save around $250. And even if you could only get to 10, you're going to end up saving 115, 120, 125. And so it's priced at $95. You can find the pass either at my website, atlgolfs.com, and go to the shop tab, or we'll have a link in the description below. Really appreciate the support so far. Thanks so much.